The following is a Richie on Sports production.
With a proven track record since 1954, Blue Haven Pools offers the best price, best quality, best warranty, best service, exclusive equipment, fully insured, certified designers, confidence, and a peace of mind. From the Blue Haven Pools showroom, welcome to the Purple, Black, and Gold. I'm Eric Ritchie alongside former Saints quarterback John Forcade. For the next 30 minutes, we'll break it down LSU and Saints style. John, gut-wrenching loss for the Tigers, but from 0-4 to 4-0 for the Saints.
Well, you got two tales here. You got one who played defense with a great offense, and you had one that had a good offense and no defense. And I'll let you figure out which one is what, because I think the one with the better offense and a good defense is now 4-0, and the one who's struggling a little bit on defense has one loss. But, hey, it was still a good weekend for the Saints.
We'll go ahead and take a look at LSU, the Saints, and again, from the showroom here at Blue Haven Pools, some of the tile, a little foreshadowing. If you've been watching the show, you're watching step by step the process of getting a pool that I'm getting over at my house in Destrehan, and we'll talk more about, again, getting a pool from Blue Haven later in the show. But let's kick it off with the Saints. A 38-17 win on Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. John, look at these numbers from Drew Brees. The stats now are starting to pile up on the NFL all-time rank. The 413 yards he passed and 4 touchdowns. I mean, he passes Fran Tarkenton for 6th place now in the yardage, passes John Elway in completions. Look at all these numbers. Ties his own record, breaks, sets his own record. What of these numbers stands out to you?
I'm going to go with the completions. I think, going 56 straight games with 20-plus completions, knowing that he's still going to throw the football as many times as he does, but 56 straight games at 20-plus completions, it's got to stand out because that means he's throwing the ball and they're catching the football.
Amazing that the game before he started that streak was that Monday night game against the Patriots that they ruled Tom Brady and company the Super Bowl year. He threw 5 touchdown passes on the day that he didn't complete 20 passes. Let's hear now from both Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham. Graham, of course, with 2 touchdown catches, but one spectacular one. Brees and Graham giving credit to each other.
That's something that we practice a lot. I'm very confident in throwing those balls to him, kind of high and away, and giving him a chance to go get it. He's 6'6", can jump out of the gym. Not many people that, in fact, there's no one that, even if they haven't blanketed, there's certain places I feel like I can always put that ball where it's Jimmy or nobody, and it's nice to have that feeling about.
Drew's one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. I think we all know that. And, I told him right after that play, thanks for believing in me, and I'll go up and get it for you. He's just a special quarterback who can put balls in areas where only I can get it, and it was probably a better throw than a catch.
Looks like Drew Brees is in the groove. What I mean by that is he's back on target. He's 30 for 39 the other night. That's unbelievable. Drew Brees is now playing excellent football. You can't tell me that he's got anything wrong with him now. Early this season, I wasn't sure about his throwing motion, his deep passes, but he is clicking right now. And when he clicks, the Saints are clicking.
And he does so, John, a lot on Monday night. Look at the numbers. His last 9 Monday Night Football games, Brees, 9 straight wins, and he's thrown 28 touchdown passes against 5 interceptions. Now, again, overshadowed just a bit the Saints defense. And look at these numbers. The 1-year turnaround is simply jaw-dropping what Rob Ryan's crew has been able to do as you look at these numbers and see where the Saints rank statistically on the defensive side of the ball. John, what stands out?
Well, giving up 13.8 points a game, that stands out. You know what they did last season, how bad that defense was at this point last season. And when they ended the season, it couldn't get any worse for them other than the fact that they didn't have any more ball games. The Saints right now are 5th in giving up 13.8 points a game. That's amazing.
And, John, really everybody defensively is contributing, including rookies and newcomers.
I mean, we just a band of brothers that just ready to play, man. We're all young. We're hungry, man. We're trying to establish ourselves as players. And I mean, we're just trying to earn respect through the league. That's all it is.
I was not surprised when I made my choice to come here. But, a lot of people, was talking about the things that was done last year. Last year, guys brought in a new attitude and they buy in. You know, we got great coaching staff, and it shows every week.
As you might expect, the locker room and the postgame situation not as celebratory on the Dolphins side. Mike Wallace returns home to New Orleans. 3 catches, 24 yards, had 3 drops as well. Afterwards, we had a chance to catch up to the former O. Perry Walker star.
Definitely wasn't the outcome we were looking for coming down to win. Every single time we step on the field, we expect to win. We definitely didn't do that today. We just didn't get it done.
Special moment on the field after the game with Keenan. You guys exchanged jerseys. Talk to us about how special that was for you.
It's special just because I've known him so long. I knew him my whole life. Just to get to see my brother, get to go compete against him, but at the end of the day, it's all love. So after the game is done, we back to being brothers. He get the bragging rights. It's cool though.
The touchdown end zone here, it completely eludes you still. And every game you come, Perry Walker, you come back with the Steelers, you can't find the end zone here.
Yeah.
Even in the later part of the game, it looked like Ryan wasn't even looking your way late in the game.
I mean, a lot of different things go on the field. I wouldn't say that. I guess it's just not good for me in here.
Well, Mike Wallace, to me, looked like he was Roberto Duran last night. Hands of stone. But overall, he's a great receiver. He got a big contract. I just hope he gets back on track. And Miami needs to start throwing the ball to Mike Wallace. He's got so much speed. Why not? You brought him in. You gave him all that money. You got to start using Mike Wallace. Great player.
Time for us to take our first break here in the purple, black, and gold. When we return, the Saints look ahead to the Bears, and later, LSU regroups after heartache in Athens. Remember, we're here at the showroom of Blue Haven Pools. Remember that a swimming pool offers health, entertainment, and recreation. Proud here to boast that there's a difference with Blue Haven Pools. Log on to bluehaven.com or call today.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
This defense is one extreme to the next from last year to this. What was your impressions of this New Orleans Saints defense?
Well, they did a really good job creating turnovers. Other than that, I felt like we moved the ball. I felt like we were on cue with our game plan, the way we wanted to come into this football game. Just they made the turnovers when they needed to.
Former Florida and current Miami Dolphins center Mike Pouncey brings us back from break. John Fourcade, he talked a little bit about all those sacks. He goes, most of those sacks came in the second half.
Don't you play 2 halves of football? Doesn't matter. 60 minutes, you're giving up sacks.
And the Dolphins have been a second-half team up to this point. Certainly they were not against the Saints on Monday night. As far as Sean Payton is concerned, we call it Payton's place. Let's hear now from the Saints head coach.
It's something that still we're working on, and you want to avoid more than anything the minus plays. But, still a work in progress, and we'll continue. It's important to what we're doing, and we'll continue to make the corrections and get to those looks. We don't take it for granted. It's something that it's something that he works on location-wise. It's something that gets back to everyone painting the right picture for a play that's called and being where they need to be with regards to the location of the route. More than anything, we try to avoid as best we can the distractions. Sometimes going on the road, there's less distractions from a demand standpoint, ticket demand, people coming into town. Some of those things can come up when you're playing home games. The footing can be something that you've got to be prepared for, and we've got to be prepared for a grass surface, probably a little different than the grass surface we played on in Tampa. We all try to be, as coaches, very critical of ourselves, just like we would be our players, so I don't know that there's ever any completely satisfaction. It's not like a Snickers bar, all right? So I think you're always looking to improve. You're always looking to, you're looking at plays, situations that come up in a game where, you feel like maybe you would have handled differently.
Payton's place. Oh, my God. It looks like the Superdome is his place. Right now, with Sean Payton and Drew Brees clicking on all cylinders, Sean Payton is the coach of the year, what I should think now, coming back after he's been suspended.
Little bit of a short week, obviously, when you play on Monday Night Football, as now the Saints look ahead, John, to the Chicago Bears and taking the show on the road. For more on that, let's go over to the Saints complex in Metairie and join Paul Boron. Paul?
Eric, the mark of a championship team is one that gets better every week. Well, you could say the Saints have had their two best performances of the season against Arizona and Monday night against Miami. And what a difference a year makes. Last year at this time, this team was 0-4 with little hope of making the playoffs. Now they're 4-0, and teams historically that start 4-0 make the playoffs 80% of the time.
Well, 0-4 to 4-0, obviously this feels a lot better. But still, again, we haven't played our best football. We still a lot of room for improvement, and that's a good thing to be sitting here 4-0 saying we still haven't played our best. Left some opportunities out there tonight. Scored 38, should have been more.
I think that speaks for itself. 4-0. It shows how much this team did in the offseason. I think that shines right now. This team, we put our heads down and we grinded as hard as we could. Every person, every position.
Why have they been so good? We seem to say it every week here on the show, the defensive improvement. Their ball hawking ways started in training camp, and through 4 games, they have come up with 7 INTs. Good for 3rd in the league.
It's momentum, and I'd say coming out of halftime, defense gets a 3-and-out, we get the ball, good field position, go right down and score. And then defense stops them again, we get the ball back, good field position, go right down and score. And then, man, you feel like we are operating and we are playing at a high level and we are call anything and it's going to work.
Yeah, the defense has made number 9's job much easier. Drew Brees doesn't have to win games in shootouts anymore. In fact, the Saints have outscored their opponents 108 to 57 thus far this season. That's the story here at the Saints facility. Now, Eric, we'll send it back to you just a few Drew Brees passes away on Airline.
Paul, you're right. Pretty close this week, but while we have you here, before the Saints hit the bye week and get a chance for a much-needed rest, 2 vicious road games back-to-back, and it starts this week with Chicago, and hasn't been too nice. Hasn't been a very friendly Windy City, has it, lately?
Yeah, Eric, the trip to the Windy City has been anything but a breeze in recent history for the Saints. Yes, here in New Orleans, they blew out the Bears, but the last 3 trips to Chicago, 08, 07, and of course the NFC Championship game in 06 were losses. Drew Brees said, we've struggled in those games, and we simply have to go up there and play well.
So it's the Saints and Bears, noon Sunday from Soldier Field. The Saints won the last meeting with the Bears 30-13 in 2011. That was at the Dome. As Paul mentioned, they've lost the last 3 times they've ventured into Soldier Field. The Bears are coming off a 40-32 loss at Detroit. Jay Cutler had 4 turnovers in that one, the Bears' first loss of the season. Remember, CST is your station to get you ready for Sunday's game. First on Thursday with Tom Gregory and Outside the Huddle at 6 p.m. Then on Saturday night, it's CST tonight with Victor Howell and Paul Crane. On Sunday, we'll wrap it all up. We'll go full circle with Saints tonight, which includes the exclusive one-on-one interview with Drew Brees with our very own Mike Neighbors. Now it's time to get down to it and find out what are the keys to victory. John, we call it 4K's 4 keys against the Bears.
My 4 keys are very simple. Can the Saints secondary go up against the wide receivers of the Chicago Bears? Secondly, can the Saints defensive front line put pressure on Jay Cutler because he will throw the ball to the opposing team? Offensively, can Drew Brees go up against the Chicago Bears defense, which is a really good defense? And last but not least, and you've heard me for 4 weeks in a row, the Saints have got to find a running game. That's the 4 keys to the Saints winning this game.
And it's time for us to take a break here on the Purple, Black, and Gold. LSU turns the page and prepares for Mississippi State, and we hear from the Mad Hatter. Again, we're at the showroom of Blue Haven Pools, right near the intersection of Clearview and Airline. Remember, a swimming pool offering health, entertainment, and recreation. Log on to bluehaven.com or call today. Hey, a new segment here on Purple, Black, and Gold. It's our shout-out segment, and we've got a long list to get to in week one, starting with John Forcade's mother, Betty. Miss Betty, resting comfortably at the West Jeff Hospital after a medical procedure Tuesday morning. Get well soon. Also, to the Fishing 15, a great group of guys we met after the Saints win on Monday Night Football. Had a great time with you guys as well. And back in my neighborhood in Destrehan, the Ormand Homeowners Association putting on a 5K race. Want to tell you a little bit more about this? Here's some of the group organizers.
On Saturday, October 19th, our OCA race will be starting at 8 a.m. for our 1K run, followed by our 5K run at 8:30 in the morning. This year, our fundraising funds are going to be going to the Master Touch Drumline group, which is a local group from Ormond, as well as our Destrehan football team.
Well, this is a great event for the subdivision of Ormond, the Ormond Civic Association. It's put it on for years. They did have a few-year hiatus, but it's special because it brings the community together. We help the kids in the community.
Time to put the purple in Purple, Black, and Gold. We talk LSU. I'm Eric Ritchie alongside John Forcade. You do the show Coach's Cabana on the net during each LSU game. What was your show like this past week? What a game against Georgia.
Oh, we had an outstanding crowd there. It was going wild and crazy. What a football game. It was a heck of a football game except for the ending. LSU's defense did not show up in that football game, but at least you know LSU's offense is here to stay.
LSU drops to number 10 overall in the Associated Press poll after losing to Georgia 44-41. We can't say any more than Les Miles does, so let's go ahead and kick it over to the Mad Hatter himself.
The good news about the Georgia game is we played awfully hard. The guys gave everything they had. If I could pinpoint, I think we had guys trying to do too much. I certainly recognize that we played the team that represented the East in the conference championship game last year. That this is a very, very good team that we played them at their stadium. And but all that being said, we're one play. Just make one more play. Then one more play and we win. The storyline was going in, and what we minimized was that Zach was returning to Georgia. Now, beyond a visit there, think about the emotion that must have been going through that young man's mind when he place that he committed to and played and wanted to play, where his mom works, where his family goes down the road to see him play, that he doesn't have real emotion there. And what he did is he put on the back burner his personal views and what were important to him, and said, no, what's important to me is that I play quarterback for the Tigers and I do a great job and do everything I can to help us win, and he did.
Hey, Coach, your defense let up 494 yards and 44 points to Georgia. I heard John Chavis was sick about it. How's Chief doing?
Well, the great thing about John, he's such a veteran guy and been through so many different scenarios like this, and so he's going to know just how to approach it. And you know, we have good players, and we like our players, and our coaches are in it with our players. So we're not going to go get other guys. We're going to coach the ones we got, and I think that I think the review and the view will be good, and I think John will be great. You can watch their film and have great respect for their talent. Dan Mullen's done a really good job there, and it's they have two quarterbacks, and Dak Prescott is their leading rusher, and rushed for 5 touchdowns, threw for 3, and is just a playmaker for them. The short term of the most immediate need is to get it squared away and look forward to preparing for this next team. And I think that in a Saturday like that we just had, I think everybody will recognize that you know, all the things that we want to do are still in front of us, and you know, there's no reason at this point in time to approach it any differently.
Well, Les Miles has got his hands full right now. He knows his offense is clicking on all cylinders. What an offense he's got in the SEC. But what has happened to his defense after just one football game? I know it's one football game, but the Mad Hatter's got to get down with these young kids on the defensive side of the football and get these guys to start playing like they're not youngsters anymore.
On the other side, John, how about these numbers? The Tiger triumvirate, Zach Mettenberger, Jarvis Landry, and Odell Beckham, these numbers are where they rank nationally. Zach Mettenberger already has more touchdown passes than he threw all of last year. He's 7th in the nation. Jarvis Landry continues to catch touchdown passes like they're going out of style. He's 2nd in the country with now 7 touchdown receptions this season, 156 yards. And Odell Beckham with 2nd in the country in all-purpose yards. Those numbers, what stands out?
They don't lie, do they?
No.
If you watch these guys on TV, you'll see them on a Sunday afternoon pretty soon. I promise you that.
And it was a little foreshadowing back on Media Day when we did a feature on all 3 of these guys and what they said they were going to be able to do this year. And so far, it's been no joke. Ready for some spicy ingredients for potential offensive explosion? One dynamic receiver who led the team in receptions and TD catches last season. Another that led LSU in receiving yards. Throw in a quarterback with a year of experience now, starting in the SEC, and add a strong dose of new philosophy and tempo from an offensive coordinator who's ready to open things up.
It's going to be scary. Honestly, it's like, you know, the chemistry that Zach, Jarvis, and I have is something that I haven't seen across this nation. And, you know, I'm looking forward to it so much, to just get an opportunity to play with these guys again.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited. You know, I think possibilities of, you know, us being a top 5, you know, top 10 offense this year, the chances are great.
And Jarvis Landry wasn't talking about top 5 or 10 offenses in the SEC. He was referring to the nation. That would be a far cry from last season when LSU ranked 10th in the SEC in total offense and 92nd in the nation in passing. Zach Mettenberger, for one, anxious to improve those numbers under a new offensive coordinator. What stands out about Cam Cameron?
Just the way he's prepared for each practice. He's ready to roll every day. He likes things moving. He doesn't like a lot of dead time, dead space. He wants us always moving our feet, doing something.
And then there's his receivers. What makes Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry so explosive? Let's let them explain each other's special qualities. What kind of a receiver is Jarvis Landry?
He's a physical receiver. He's a great receiver, you know. Great strong hands. He runs great routes, and you know, he brings the physical game to the, you know, to the playing field.
For Odell, you know, everything just kind of comes to him, you know, and I think that his ability to react to whatever situation that he's put in gives him and also this offense a great chance to be successful this year.
It's time for another break on the Purple, Black, and Gold. When we return, we'll hear from the LSU Tigers as they prepare for a second straight SEC road trip, and we'll get John Forcade's 4 keys for LSU when we return from the Blue Haven Pools showroom.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
My goal for this season is not to be perfect, not to win awards, not to break goals, you know. It's all about just helping the team out to the best of my ability, whether it's making field goals or extra points.
LSU's kicker Colby Delahousse brings us back from break. He's been perfect this season. He hasn't missed anything.
Well, I just wish LSU was perfect, too, right now. They'd be 4-0, but they're not. I mean, 5-0, but they're not. But right now, this young kicker is playing well for the LSU Tigers.
28 for 28 on extra points, 6 of 6 from field goals. So now, turn the page time. Getting ready for Mississippi State and for LSU. They've won 13 straight against Mississippi State, 20 of its last 21. It's the first time in 9 years that LSU has played back-to-back SEC road games. And in 9 years under Les Miles, LSU has lost back-to-back games once.
They're a good team. I mean, I feel like they're going to come to play, just like they came to play us last year. I mean, you know, I don't put nothing past anyone or any team. You know, every man is going to come fight. That's how I feel. Every team is going to come fight.
My 4 keys for this football game is strictly this. Can LSU's defense sustain what happened to them last week and regroup, get those young kids playing better? Defensively, can they rush the quarterback? They need sacks. They're not getting any pressure. Can Anthony Johnson step up and play football? He hasn't so far. Offensively, they got to get back to the running game. They got shut down by Georgia Bulldogs. And last but not least, can the offense sustain what they're doing right now with these guys, the 3-headed monsters? I think they will, and they'll come home with a win. Hey, Eric, it's time for your update on your swimming pool.
John, thanks. You're right. So far on Eric's pool, we've shown you the dig, we've shown you the plumbing, we've shown you the steel. Now today, you've seen it in the background of our show. We're going to show the tiles. We're going to pick the tiles, and for that, we got the great help from Blue Haven Pools, Judy Abity. Judy, great to see you. Judy,
good to see you too.
Hey, tell us what we're going to do here. I am so lost. Please help me pick some tile.
You have a range from all the way across the board. You have 1 row of tile that goes around the inside of your pool, and then on the raised wall, you're going to have 3 rows.
Okay.
So it's your taste. You want natural looking. This is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Natural blues. This is a blue and brown. This is another favorite, all-time favorite.
This one here, now I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Yeah, me too.
You too?
Yeah.
How about that? I'm a big Reds fan here. But I like this kind of midnight blue color. You know, it looks good on TV. So if we do some shows on our pool.
It's a pretty blue, pretty cobalt blue.
Yep. Okay.
And up against this brick, these are some 2 choices you like. The browns.
All right.
You know, we could pick one of those, and then this will go all the way on the inside.
Okay. Let's go with this color, and let's go, what do you think, the darker brick?
I like the darker one too.
Excellent.
I do like the darker one.
Excellent. So that's what we do for the tile, and that's our phase. That's the next phase.
And then we have the interior of the pool, which is your plaster, and you're getting a quartz plaster.
Okay. Show me that. Show me the
Depending
quartz plaster.
on your blue, we might want to go with a like a Windex looking blue, which is your sapphire.
Okay.
Which is this one right here.
This guy.
And then we have this one too, which is a topaz, which I want you to see these colors. This is going to be like a blue-green, an aqua blue, and this will be a pretty blue.
All right. But we don't have to make that decision today.
No, because we may change it to another color like the granite, which is a pretty light blue.
Okay. So we've picked the tile and we've got the brick, so we are on our way for the next
And then we're going to
phase.
put a fleur-de-lis in the bottom.
That's perfect. Let's do the fleur-de-lis in the bottom. That screams New Orleans. We got to have the fleur-de-lis.
A black fleur-de-lis.
Let's do it.
So I can get this ordered. We can get started on it right away.
That is excellent. The phases continue. Judy, I'm so excited to get this
Well,
pool.
I am too.
I cannot wait to see it, and we're going to eventually do a purple, black, and gold show from our pool that you guys are making for us. So we're so excited to have you guys on board. Time for us to take a break. We're back to wrap up this show with a little high school football when we return.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Just about ready to wrap up this week's Purple, Black, and Gold high school football. Don't forget about these 2 websites. riverparishfootball.com, over 4 million hits in 2012 alone. Also, the newly formed NOLACatholicLeague.com. Both sites with plenty of video and written stories to please the palate. This week, Destrehan and Hahnville, one of the best rivalries in all of high school football. A River Parish rivalry. Destrehan enters this game undefeated after Will Matthews ran all over Terrebonne last week. It's our Cox 4 game of the week. You can see it not only in the New Orleans market on Cox 4, but throughout the state on Cox Sports Television. That's right, CST. That'll do it for this week's edition of the Purple, Black, and Gold from the showroom of Blue Haven Pools in Metairie. Want to thank the entire crew, all the good folks that work on this show. I'm Eric Ritchie saying so long, everyone, and thanks for watching.